This is VOA News.
U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Sunday said that an agreement with the Trump administration on a new coronavirus relief package would have to be released within the next 2 days, or it won't get done before the national presidential election, November 3rd. Pelosi and Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin are negotiating on a package that could cost between $1.8 trillion and $2.2 trillion. They haven't agreed on specific terms of a national strategic testing plan, among other issues. Even if they do reach an accord, some Republican senators say they are opposed to sending that much money, in addition to the $3 trillion approved by Congress for coronavirus relief some months ago. Meanwhile, coronavirus cases are surging in the United States, and the economic recovery has slowed. Johns Hopkins Coronavirus Resource Center reported on Sunday there are nearly 39.7 million COVID-19 infections worldwide and 1.1 million deaths from the coronavirus. The United States continues to lead the world in COVID cases. It has recorded 8.1 million infections so far. India said Sunday it had recorded more than 61,000 COVID-19 cases in the previous 24-hour period. Its total caseload now is up to nearly 7.5 million COVID-19 cases. India's death toll has reached 114,000. In Italy, where a new record for daily cases, 11,705, was set on Sunday, Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte has given mayors the power to close public squares and other places people gather after 9 p.m. Conte's government is trying to avoid another shutdown like the one it was forced to impose in March. From Washington, D.C., you're listening to VOA News. Thousands of demonstrators continue to protest Thailand's prime minister in Bangkok Sunday, defying a ban on gatherings of more than 4 people. Protests, largely led by students, have persisted in the capital for months. They're calling for the resignation of Prayut Chan-o-cha, who seized power in a 2014 military coup. The movement suffered multiple setbacks over the past week, with dozens arrested after they flashed a pro-democracy salute at a motorcade for the Thai Queen. Authorities sparked outrage across the country when they used water cannon to disperse crowds outside Bangkok's central shopping district on Friday. And over the weekend, Thai authorities banned gatherings of more than 4 people. Still, the protests continue. Armenia and Azerbaijan accused each other on Sunday of breaking a new humanitarian truce that took effect just today in the disputed breakaway Nagorno-Karabakh region. Just hours after it took effect, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres also spoke out against the hostilities. In a statement, he condemned all attacks on populated areas impacted by the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. The announcements came after Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov spoke by phone with his Armenian and Azeri counterparts. Lavrov and the French President, Emmanuel Macron, both stressed that the ceasefire must be strictly observed. The predominantly ethnic Armenian territory of Nagorno-Karabakh declared its independence from Azerbaijan in 1991 during the collapse of the Soviet Union. That sparked a war that claimed the lives of as many as 30,000 people before the ceasefire. That independence, however, is not internationally recognized. Today's violence is seen as the most serious violence since that initial war in 1991. Bolivians voted today in a high-stakes presidential election that takes the place of last year's annulled vote. This election could determine Bolivia's democratic future or bring a return to socialism as it struggles with a raging pandemic and a political protest movement. Former President Evo Morales, who was the country's first indigenous president, resigned and fled the country a year ago amid allegations his claimed election win was the result of fraud. His ouster set off a period of unrest that left at least 36 people dead. Today's vote was a do-over of that election. And the votes are counted in the Turkish-backed part of Cyprus. Challenger Ersin Tatar, who favors closer ties with Turkey, has defeated the incumbent Mustafa Akinyan in the leadership election with 100% of the votes counted. Tatar took 51.74% of the vote. Via remote, I'm Marissa Melton. From Washington, this is VOA News.